We're doing Fret Friends. We are coming towards the end of April, year of our Lord 2020. We don't know where we are, we're in the midst of this coronavirus, and I have basically closed the workshop, but I'm still taking the odd guitar in. I'm taking guitars in by mail, so if you want to post a guitar to me, I will work on it. We have a nice one here today. It's been here a couple of days. In fact, this one arrived last weekend, and I'm going to show you what it is. It's a 2016. Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking this is a studio, and it really kind of is a studio, but it's a next level Gibson studio. It is a tribute series. I'll tell you exactly what it is when I get my text open. Of course, my phone's locked. Right, there we go. It's a 2016 50s tribute HP high performance model. That's right. I had one similar to this, but I had the one with binding. So it's HP high performance. It did come with the G-Force tuners on there that the owner has removed. Didn't like it, let him down. And this is in because it will not stay in tune. So I asked him if he changed his gauge of strings, and he has. He's using a heavier gauge. He's using 1149. So I says that could be part of the problem. Could be pinching in the nut, which I now doubt, because it's a kind of it's one of these titanium nuts here. Has it got titanium saddles on the bridge? I don't know, but what I am going to do is I'm going to recarve the grooves in the saddles and in the nut. So we're going to do that first and foremost. Also, I asked if he stretched his strings in properly. He says he does, but I normally find when guitars are going out of tune, not staying in tune, it's because the strings have not been stretched in. So if I have a look at the setup, the tailpiece here is far too high. It's up in the air. Look at it. These are about a centimetre. Let me try and get it around here. It's about a centimetre. You don't like that. You want it so it's not touching the bridge as it goes down, but you want it as low as you can get it without the strings touching the bridge. So we're going to lower that. It's going to have a full bit. We're going to give it a setup. Now, I've already checked the frets off camera, and the frets are level. They are absolutely fine. Also, the pots and the electrics all work fine. No scratching or anything. You'll notice this is where this is different. It does have a titanium nut. Probably got a better saddles on there. It's got better speed knobs on there, probably better electrics. I've not had a look inside. The owner has upgraded to Gibson Deluxe tuners, I imagine. Yes, he has. I imagine they're made by Cluson or someone similar. So yeah, very nice guitar. It's going to get the full bit. It doesn't need the electrics or the frets touching, so it's not going to be the 75 quid intensive setup. It's going to be the 50 quid player setup. I will be polishing the frets, quite thin weedy frets on these. And they are slightly rounded at the edge, and there's not much of a bevel on there. I think these frets are too weedy. Frets, look at that. How weedy efforts. I'd have gone for bigger, fatter frets on that, but anyway, that's the way it is. But we're going to polish the frets, we're going to clean the fingerboard, we're going to oil that. We're going to cut some new slots in the... We're going to have a look at the nut, but we're certainly going to look at the saddles. And it's just going to have a regular setup. So all the gubbins that comes with that, every nut and bolt will be checked and tightened. We'll get the strings stretched in, and we'll get it all play worthy and proper. Not a lot of work in this, which is good, but straight away I'm going to loosen the strings. Take my word for it. And we're going to drop this tailpiece straight down. That's far too high for my liking. As long as the strings aren't touching the back of the bridge there, we're fine. And that is a much more acceptable height. In fact, I'd like to get down to about where it is now, which is about 4mm, which is plenty. And that just even looks better. Let's keep going, keep going. That's good. Look at this end. Right, that is a lot more pleasing to the eye. And let me show you where we've gone with that. I've dropped the stock tailpiece here right down. What we don't want to do, we don't want the strings touching the back of the bridge there, which they're not. So we've got good clearance there, and that just looks a lot better. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to check my tune. I'm going to get close to tuning. I'm going to do this off camera. Going to get all this done off camera. I'm going to check the intonation, and then we're going to look at these saddle slots. The strings will be coming off anyway. We'll be putting a new set of 1149s on there. Fortunately, I do have a set in stock. These are for my Explorer, so we can use those. I can always replace those. So we're close to tune there. We're going to get the string stretched in, get it tuned in. We're going to check the intonation. Then we're going to start cutting into the saddles and looking at the knot. Okay, check the intonation. That is fine. The action's pretty much okay. There's just about enough relief in the neck. And one thing I've noticed, the knot is cut. Well, it's not cut high. It is sitting very high. I would like to be seeing about 0.25 millimeters at this end. And that's 0.25. There was a big gap there, and probably 0.15, maybe 0.2 at this end. Anything from 0.15 to 0.2 there, and anything from 0.25 to 0.3 there. And both of these ends of a knot are high. This is much higher than it needs to be, and that could be the reason the guitar is not staying in tune. I did mention to the owner of this guitar, are your nut slots right? Now this being an adjustable nut should be able to go in deeper. Let's just check this. And there you go. That is over half a millimetre, way too high. 0.3 too high on that side. And over 0.5 on that side. The nut is too high. Now, we should be able to get that lower. I'm going to go and get my hankies out. I'd imagine it being an American guitar, we're going to need an American size, but don't quote me on that. Let's go for something like a 1/16. I don't know from memory what it is. I will be thinking, oh, 1/20th, let's go for that. So there should be two adjustable Allen bolts in here. And straight away, it's a 1/16. Take it right down to as low as it goes, and that's your problem. Alright, then we're going to bring it up, just nip it up to a little bit. Yeah, nip it up 1/16 of a turn. About there, and that's it. That's as low as we can have the knot. And let's measure again. They are too low now, which is fantastic. I'm looking for 0.25 at this end. That's great news. I'm going to go 0.2 at the other end. I think this is probably the problem all along, because when you are so high above the frets, when you press down, press a chord or a note, you're pressing much more and it's sharpening the notes. .2 on the far side, 0.25 on the near. The nut was too high, really, that simple. One little turn, just a tiny bit more, probably 1/64th turn, there. Liking that. 0.2 at the far side, let's have a look again. Just ring in. Perfect, that knot is now cut perfectly. Again, let's check the tuning. That makes all the difference. Nut slots. But there is a added bonus for this now. It's getting set up by me. How's that? Critical that we stretch these strings as much stretch as we can get. I don't stretch them once or twice, I stretch them 4, 5, 6 times each string. And we stretch, tune, we stretch here, we stretch here, and we stretch along the whole length. And we go 4, 5, 6 times. So I'm going to remove these strings. I'm liking the nut slots. Just going to have a quick look. We've got a 0 nut configuration there, so it's about the nut slots at the back. Doesn't even matter because it's hitting the 0 nut. It's a 0 nut at the front, regular nut slots at the back. I didn't know that. I do know that now. It's not titanium. I'll tell you for why, because it's got wear. Titanium doesn't wear. I'd imagine that's some crappy alloy. That is a little bit upsetting. I'd have thought this would have been titanium. If it is titanium, I'd be very surprised because there's definitely wear there and a groove. And if it was titanium, there wouldn't be. So again, cheap. Anyway, I'm going to crack on, get the strings off, and we're going to get the setup done, get frets polished, fingerboard oiled, blah 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 blah. So I'm not convinced by this nut. These grooves, yeah, fair enough. At this end they're meant to be there, but this side, if that's a 0 nut or a 0 like a 0 fret type affair, why have they got little grooves in them? Surely they shouldn't have grooves in them. Shouldn't be any wear there. Were they put there just to hold the string in place? I don't know. And these slots in the nut itself, is the nut meant to sit right down deep snug in there? Because I'll tell you what, it doesn't. I'm going to go at this with a file just to slightly widen these base ones. And maybe I should stick this on a vise. Let's see if I can just do it. I'll stick it in a vise. Is it titanium? If it is, it should knacker me the file. Well, it's not knackering the file, so that should be enough. Yeah, not convinced with this nut. If that's titanium, why is it wearing? I will do some checking up and find out what it is made of. We're going to make it work regardless. That just sits in there and we adjust accordingly. But yeah, a little bit worrying that. That's the way I'm going to file it. If anything, that's too hard to file with this file. These files, by the way, don't worry about them. They're old. They're not my main nut slotting files. I bought some new ones, and that has certainly widened that slot a bit. I've chucked the strings away now. I can't check them, but that's going to be fine. Anyway, I'm going to crack on. Something really strange about these frets, they've got like a rounded edge, they're not beveled at all, and they just end at the end of a fingerboard. Now I've never seen frets like these, and they're actually inside the actual width of the neck, and that to me is, that's not good at all. I've taken some pictures, don't know what you're really going to see. I'm going to just get on my phone, and I didn't take pictures as such, I sent them to someone on Messenger. So let's have a look here. Let me show you there. Look at those. Kind of round at the edges. See if you can see it that way. Look here, they're round at the edges and they don't go right to the end of a fingerboard. What is that about? Can you see what I'm talking about there? I've got another photo. From this angle again. Look. You ever seen anything like that? This is on a Gibson, an American-made Gibson. I'm not convinced about that at all. But sit inside at the edge of the neck. Not right in my opinion. I've never seen anything like that. Anyway, where are we? I've taped up around the fingerboard. I've given it a squirt of lemon oil or mineral oil, specially formulated for wooden necks. And what we're going to do is going to polish the frets. Now, I'd normally polish with some steel wool if I can or where I can, but I ain't going to do that because even though I've got pickups covered, you get bits of steel wool everywhere. So I'm not going to do that with this. I'm going to use some polishing rubbers. And I have some polishing rubbers somewhere which I got from Crimson Guitars a couple of years ago. I'm not a massive fan of these, but they will polish in a pinch. I wouldn't do, if I was doing a fret dress and a reprofile and a polish, I wouldn't use these. I'd use sandpaper and steel wool. But I'm going to go with these. I've got a fine one and a super fine one. And this is what I'm going to use just for polishing these frets. And if hopefully it'll be half decent. And it does get the gunk off and the crap off. And it doesn't dig into the fingerboard. So actually that's not too bad. So I'm going to polish the frets with these. They're coming up quite nice. Bit of wear on these frets. I've got to make sure I wipe in between because I'm getting oil on these. So in fact what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe the oil off. Too much oil on there anyway. Look at that gunk, it's just come off there, look. We're just going to give them a quick polish up at the top. It's not going to take me too long. And once this is done, I'm going to wipe the fingerboard again, get all of the oil off. And we can reverse everything and get some new strings back on. In fact, I'm going to wait till this next dry before I do this because it's just ripping oil off there. So I'm going to give this 10-15 minutes and I'll come back and we'll polish these frets. Okay guys, the big problem with this guitar is the nut and always has been the nut. I've set it up, I've cleaned the fingerboard, polished the frets, put new strings on, altered the action of the nut, I've carved the slots in the saddles, I've set the tailpiece height, the bridge height, the action at 12th fret, I've set the relief in the neck, tuned the guitar in, stretched the strings, been playing it, play it, goes out of tune, especially with the low E string that goes sharp. And that is, I believe, because the strings are pinching in these nut slots. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to widen each of these nut slots. Now, a very strange nut, this one. It has like a 0 fret type nut at the front and it's got slots there at the back. I can only think that these strings are getting trapped and pinching in those slots. So I'm going to have to widen each slot according to the gauge of the string. So it's what I'm going to do. I've got various files for doing so. I have a brand new set of nut files. These are my new ones, Hosco ones. Got these from Crimson Guitars, set of 11, cost me £125 delivered. Not cheap. I'm a bit reluctant to use these because they're brand new, but I have nothing to lose. If they carve metal, they're going to carve anything. First one there being a 50. I'm going to give it a go on camera right now. I could just use my old set. I don't mind knackering any of my old sets. I'm going to have a quick go on this and see what it does. But I've been thinking that the string is probably just slightly pinching in these nut slots. So I'm going to give it a go. And that should definitely accommodate the string. Can't think of any other reason for the guitar not staying in tune. Really don't want to knacker these files at 120 quid. But let's just stick that in there and see if that makes any difference. Something's rattling. No idea what that could be. Maybe it's not anything on the guitar, maybe it's just something else. Could be that, could be that. Could be something in the pot over there. We'll ignore that for a moment. Right, okay. So just stretch this one in. The E has gone sharp again. Now the A is sharp. I've nothing rattling on the guitar. The E has gone slightly sharp again. Right, I'm going to recarve these nut slots. I'm not using my brand new Hosco files. I'm going to use a set of old files for doing so. I'm going to widen these slots behind the nut, and we're going to see if that cures the problem. So, problem solved. It took quite a bit of work, and the main problem with the guitar was the nut, this nut in particular. I don't know what it's made of. It's some hardish metal, but I'm not sure it's titanium or not. But what was happening was, one, the nut was set too high, and two, the strings, because they're a heavier gauge, were pinching in the nut slots at the back. I've had to go in with my old Uochukwu brand nut slot files, probably knackered them now, these gubbins here, to widen the slots at the back. Now this nut works as like a 0 fret nut at this side, but it's got the slots at this side, and these slots were pinching because it's heavy gauge. But the thing is also, with 0 fret type affair, on here there's grooves in there as well which have worn down, which shouldn't be worn down. So I think the nut still may cause problems in the future. My advice will be to completely remove this nut, get a replacement under warranty, or just stick a bone nut in there, or a Graphtec nut in there. Just stick a regular nut and that will alleviate that problem. Thing is, now the guitar is staying in tune now, so it's definitely fixed. It's just I don't know if it's going to stay fixed because of the grooves in this 0 fret type affair here. Not an ideal situation. It should stay fine for a while, but it is staying in tune now, so that's certainly an improvement. Like I say, the nut, these nut, the strings over the first fret were about just over ½ millimetre high, so the more you press down, the more you are pressing the guitar out of tune. Stays in tune now. It's had a complete setup. Just going to check the pickup height again. I think that looks pretty good where it is. Just need to lower this side just a tad. Frets have been polished, fingerboards been cleaned, oiled. That looks pretty good there. I've set the tailpiece at the correct height. It was far too high. Lowered that down a little bit. The action's good at the 12th fret. 1.65 on the low E, about 1.45, 1.5 on the high E. Tiny bit of relief, 0.2 millimeters at the 7th fret. Great guitar, now playing fine. The electrics are fine, the frets are fine. Just got to check a couple of nuts and screws here and there, and it is done. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Short video, I know, but you know, it's the way it is at the moment. I'm running 2 jobs, so I don't have a lot of time to spend on these videos. So just before I do go, reminding my website, facebook.com/ng17. That's facebook.com/NGONESEVEN. You can also check fretfriend.co.uk. Remember, Fretfriend is open, but not open to the public. It is open to the public in a way. If you want me to work on any of your guitars, right, you must ship it to me. The address is on my website, facebook.com/NGONESEVEN. Phone numbers on there, contact details, whatever. I'm only accepting work if it is shipped to me and I can ship it back. Do not come, turn up and knock on my door. because you will not get in. But anyway, this one is finished. 2016 Les Paul Tribute, HP, high performance, apparently. All finished, ready to go. I am Victor, I am your fret friend, and until next time, people, stay home, stay safe, keep your distance, right? God bless you. More importantly, be good to each other. I'll see you in the next one.